Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe it's right. I don't want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with you.
My drop, I know my drop, I know my situation. I don't want to fight.
Massive production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and today we'll be talking a little boxing. We're going to be talking some Chris Eubank Jr., who is taking on Arthur Abraham. Now, I guess a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been happy with this fight. I don't even think I was happy with the Gilberto Ramirez Arthur Abraham fight. But I like Chris Eubank Jr. I want to see Chris Eubank Jr. I like his style. I like his arrogance. I like the fact that he throws a lot of punches. I like the fact that he's challenging himself. This is now his second fight at super middleweight because he can't get the fights that he wants at 160. Now, I know that he's a bit ahead of himself, and that's why, you know, some people give him a little stick and shit. They're not happy with the manner in which he carries himself. He believes he's a star. I think he is a star. It's another ITV pay-per-view, which is, I guess, sad for my UK friends out there that would have to pay for this. But it is a barometer fight, right? At the very least, we know that Arthur Abraham is a solid opponent. He's at least durable. His losses come to guys who we consider skilled. I'm not saying that the jury is out on Gilberto Ramirez yet, so we won't put him in that skill category. I mean, and even Robert Stieglitz, I mean, I don't know. Domestic level, maybe, but he's been in there with Ward and Froch and Durrell and others, you know. He's a durable guy, but he is 37. He has been around the block, and he is a bit of a one-trick pony. And I think that the style of a Chris Eubank plays right. Well, actually, the style of a Chris Eubank is not good for Arthur Abraham, because Abraham tends to shell up when he's not punching. And that's his defensive tactic. He really isn't a guy that's going to counter you, punch while you're punching. He rarely does that. Good morning, Christian Fernandez. What's up, brother? Hope you're catching this one on your way to work. TBV in the morning with the coffee. But yeah, all right, so Boom is saying that Abraham is the #1 in the WBO. I think Eubank's going for that real title. That would be interesting. I guess Bob wouldn't mind making Chris Eubank versus Gilberto Ramirez. That would be something that people would watch. I think maybe they'd make Gilberto go over there because they have this ITV deal and it'll be on pay-per-view. And I mean, obviously it's going well. If ITV's putting another pay-per-view on pay-per-view with Chris Eubank Jr., it obviously has to be going well. But I like this style matchup. I like it more than the Gilberto Ramirez one for whatever reason, but I do think that it's going to be similar, the fights. It's going to be a guy like Ramirez who's going to be, this time his name is going to be Chris Eubank Jr., and the guy that throws, you know, more punches keeps Abraham occupied. It's just as simple as that, you know. And if he's occupied, he's not letting his hands go in an offensive manner. So, yeah, you know, what was interesting about the press conference was that Eubank, he walks around as a super middle, or whatever it is. I don't know. You guys do the translation. Any of my UK listeners in the chat, let me know. I think they said like 80 stone or something. I don't know. The point is, he said he could make 160. I think, obviously this is an easy fight for him. I'm going to say he should win this with his level of activity, with his speed. He should keep Arthur Abraham busy every moment of every round. He can get tired though, because you're throwing all these combination shots, and Eubank likes to, what do you call it? Not wind up, but whatever. When you put a lot into your punches, the phrase escapes me right now. And when you do that, you waste a lot of that gas. But Eubank is tremendously fast, man. So I think he's going to put on a really good performance here that'll kind of make people take notice, because Arthur Abraham's, again, he's a guy that's been around. So, yeah, I think this is a good fight. But after this, I would like to see him try to go after Daniel Jacobs or David Lemieux or Curtis Stevens. He probably can't get 160-pound fights in the UK with guys named Golovkin. And I don't think a win over Arthur Abraham does that, makes you the A side or makes you some sort of a draw. It's a decent win to continue to, build your resume. But, man, I'm going to take some callers in here in a little bit. I guess I want to ask you guys, even in the comments, what would you consider to be a better win? Is a win over Arthur Abraham better than a win over, let's say, Stevens or Lemieux? Definitely not Jacobs. Jacobs and Lemieux are in their prime, some would argue. Stevens, on the other hand, just got knocked out by Lemieux, so maybe no one is interested in that fight. But there still are some other sexy 160-pounders out there. I mean, Toyota Corolla, a.k.a. Royota Marotta, he looked very good versus Endam. Endam got a gift decision, to say the least. I don't think he's doing the rematch. So Endam is a sexy name, or Royota Marotta, a.k.a. Toyota Corolla, Listen, TBB in the morning, we're talking Eubank Jr. and Arthur Abraham. And I just want to reiterate, any other time I would not be happy with Arthur Abraham fighting. But the dude is the perfect style for Eubank to look good. And Eubank is such a great villain. He's what we've been missing. I'm telling you guys. He knows how to talk shit. Like at the press conference, right? He's so into talking shit that they're like, Eubank, I need you on the other side. He's like, no, I'm on this side. It was like, well, the champions are always on the other side. So he had to look at his own poster and see that he was already printed on the, left side if you're looking at the poster, right side if you're, being having your picture taken. So he just has that thing about him. Remember the last time he grabbed the belt from Reynold Quillen and he's like, oh, if this was my belt, I'd never let you hold it. He always has something smart to say. Even today, he's like, yeah, I respect Arthur Abraham, because they were like, hey, do you respect Abraham? Do you respect Abraham? So it's like, yeah, I respect Abraham the way I respect any fighter that steps in the ring. But his time was then. This is my time. I like this kid. I really, really like this kid, because I think he can be entertaining on television, in the ring, and behind the microphone. And that's what we need, man, to be honest with you. This guy's a good villain. As soon as James DeGale won, he had something to say on social media. He's a good villain. He just needs to get the right push, get in front of the right eyes, but he's going to need the right fight. He needs the right fight. Let me see in the chat. I'm getting a lot of recommendations. Rematch Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think it would be in his best interest. I mean, I'm sure domestically you guys would probably eat that up. But what has Billy Joe done? At least this guy, and I know he's not fighting the sexiest names either, but at least he's now signed to at least fight Abraham, right? Like Billy Joe's, He's going to fight Curcides because he has to. And Curcides is no joke, but Curcides is like 5'4", man. You know, listen, what's so funny about Curcides, guys, is the same gym that we're training out of. That's where he trains out of too. Well, he spars there on days. And I talked to some of the people that have sparred with him. That dude does not stop coming forward. You know, Billy Joe's going to have a tough time on his hand. That's an old guy, too. So I know a lot of people in the betting lines and everything. But again, you know how the gym is, right? Everyone who works with you in the gym, they're not really going to talk bad about you, you know, and instead they're going to look for the things that I guess can highlight you or make you look good. But we definitely should start opening up these phone lines. I'm going to go ahead and switch and get to our sponsors real quick and then jump out to these phone lines so that we could talk to you guys.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
We're going to go out to what looks to be a first-time caller on Skype. How long you been listening, my friend?
I've been listening from December.
Sound like you're across the pond, am I right?
No, I'm from London.
Oh, isn't that considered across the pond?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I'm in the U.S.
No, yeah, London, the home of boxing right now. And Eubank Jr. gonna fight off Abraham. So I'm glad he's stepping up to fight a proper contender now because Abraham's got a good background. So we'll see how he gets on. I think he'll pass the test with flying colors. But I just want to wait to him to get Triple D. So that's all I'm waiting for. Aren't you?
Yeah, I think he needs he needs some of these fights. He needs to look very good in these fights before we could start putting him in there with Triple G. Like if he can, you know, concuss Abraham or make Abraham submit, it'll add to his resume. But a points decision over a 37-year-old, one-dimensional Arthur Abraham isn't going to have anyone campaigning for a Gennady Golovkin fight.
Yeah, if you see him after this fight beating Abraham and you see him going in with Junior, what's your prediction? Do you think Golovkin will knock him out? Do you think Eubank Jr. has a chance?
Man, I got to see what he does with Abraham. And even still, I wouldn't say that he's ready. Like I said, I would like to see him in there with Stevens, even though he was knocked out, Lemieux or Endam or Jacobs. You know, listen, Golovkin's the top of the division. And some would argue that Jacob is on that same level or a step underneath, if not above, depending how you scored it. So any of those guys would make a good case for Eubank to start at least campaigning for that Gennady Golovkin fight. Listen, he was almost on the brink of it without any, you know, credible names on his resume. So you may be right. Right after this Abraham fight might be enough to entice Gennady Golovkin, depending on the outcome of that September 16th fight with Canelo. I mean, if he beats Canelo, he's probably got the rematch option, right?
Yeah, but you know what I think it is? I think the Eubanks, their ego, they got a big ego, so it's hard for them to actually create fights because they always think they're the A side.
Tell me about it. Emmanuel, did you see what the father did? They asked the father to take a picture in between the two fighters. He gets in pose, and then he says, you know what? No, not today. Not today. Leave it to them. Leave it to them. I mean, why is he always making a show, bro?
Yeah, did you hear about the Eddie Hearn thing when he wanted him to come to his dad's thing and he was charging a fee?
Yes, I heard that, but he denies that. He does deny that.
But if he's doing that, then it's going to be really hard to make fights. Golovkin will be the A side, but I think he thinks they're just some machine force that their ego is just way too big. But I'm just waiting to see the fight, so I'll call in after the fight, maybe on July 15th.
All right, brother. I can't wait. July 15th around the corner. That's not a bad man. And a lot of fights happening on July 15th. I believe the Robert Guerrero fight, the Marcus Brown versus Shawnee Monahan. Who else is on that card? There's so many. It's like a triple header over there. Then it's a Camera Guy in LA. I mean, there are fights all over the place on this particular date. We got a few more callers we're going to get to. Let's see if we got anything good in the chat here. This fight should test Eubank Jr.'s chin. Possibly. I don't know. Again, we all know that Arthur Abraham keeps that high guard. And if you're throwing shots at that guard, he's not coming back at you. He's just not. But it is a decent fight. I think it does make for a good barometer. If Eubank decides to box strategically throughout 12 rounds, he could win fairly easy with the speed. But if he decides to trade, he could go to sleep. That's coming in from Andy Mann on a check-in on the live chat. Remember, you can join us here on the live chat right here on youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We are live right now. You know the number 14255695241. Press 1 just once if you want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. And international callers, no worries. Add Nestor Gibbs on your Skype. You must add in order to participate on the show. But once you do, by adding NESTORGIBBS, you'll be able to call absolutely free and participate in the show. Eric Cruz, good morning. Good morning. What's going on, my friend, all the way out in Texas? Dang, I had forgot about this dude. I know. How many months has it been since he fought? I think he fought last October, maybe. Let's check it out. Eubank was last in the ring versus Reginald Quinlan in February. Dude, look, you're right. Man, you could easily forget about someone. He just fought a couple of months ago, and already we are forgetting him. Let's go out to the phone lines. We're going out to the 202. Looks like, I want to say Washington, D.C. I have no producer riding solo early in the morning. Talk to me. Who's this?
Yo, what's good, baby? This is Marcus from D.C. How you feeling?
Marcus, what's up, brother?
Yo, man, my question with Eubanks is, man, what is his end game? Is his end game to be the 168-pound champion or the 160-pound champion? Because I've been seeing pics of the man. The man cut up like a bag of dope. So is he ever going to be able to get back down to 60 safely to fight Triple G is my question. If not, if he's campaigning, because initially when he fought Reynolds Quiller, he was supposed to be just going up to snatch this IBO 68 title and come back down. But here it is, he's signing up to fight Abram when, at the end of the day, if you win, what are you saying? Gilberto Ramirez just beat the wood off of this man, off the high guard with a jab and a 1-2 all goddamn day. So if you beat him and do the exact same thing, what are you saying? Anything less or more than Gilberto Ramirez? You want to make a splash and you want to get a good win and you at 68, you want to fight somebody that's going to be there, fight Ustestegui or fight Darrell. I mean, you know, those fights were just too prominent. That was a prominent fight that was just on. Fight one of those guys, you know. Fight somebody who's meaningful. You got James DeGale there. I mean, you said something.
First off, DeGale's going to have surgery, and he's told me to my face that he'll never fight Chris Eubank, especially not for that quote-unquote fake title. So, I mean, it's a little tough. The kid doesn't get the fights he wants.
Well, why doesn't he get the fights he wants? Because, I mean, I'm saying, who is he pursuing?
Because he's the A side.
Him in negotiation with a failed negotiation.
He feels he's the A side.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I hear what Eubank Sr. says about that. But I mean, at the end of the day, what we're seeing is that doesn't translate in sales. That doesn't translate. I mean, maybe they have a great
I don't
deal
know, Marcus. Think about it.
Was that they were with?
Wait. Think about it.
That great deal they had last time.
But listen, if it doesn't translate in sales like you say, and I don't know, I don't have the producer here, but I'm just saying, I highly doubt if you failed on your last pay-per-view, we're going to make you another pay-per-view. And here they are doing this one.
No, I didn't say he failed. No, I didn't say he failed. What I said is that I don't think that translates in sales. I'm not saying when you fight Reynolds Quillen that you're not the A side. I'm not saying you're not that. What I'm saying is that in which fighters.
All right, let me ask you this.
Brand up.
Let me ask you this. He's obviously trying to. He's obviously trying to get this fight to position himself to fight Gilberto Ramirez. Who's the A side in that fight?
Okay.
If he beats the WBO mandatory, the mandatory is obviously Arthur Abraham.
if the fight is in the U.S., Gilberto Ramirez is the A side. If the fight is in the U.K.,
Man, I don't know. I don't know.
Eubanks is the A side. No,
Why?
I'm saying this because we understand because the UK fighters seem to bring out more of a crowd to the event. The streaming that they have, where they pay their $19 or $5 a month, they have a higher subscription base, so that will happen more. If we're in Gilberto Ramirez and that fight happens in the U.S., then we're relying on the built-in Mexican and Mexican-American market. Therefore, Gilberto Ramirez will be the A side. So, I mean, but I think that's a good fight. I think that would be a good fight. But, I mean, Ustesigi, who only lost, and I watched him fight against Matt Korobov, these are the fights where people say, oh, okay, he beat a young, talented dude. He beat the brakes off a young, talented dude. Chris Eubank needs to be dealt with. I won't come out of Chris Eubank beating Arthur Abraham like he has to be dealt with. I just, again, would agree with what you're saying is that he's entertainment. But from a boxing perspective, I want him to come out of a fight where I say, hey, he's a legitimate threat. Somebody going to have to deal with him. I won't get that out the Abraham fight unless
90 seconds.
Understand what I'm saying? If he beats him spectacularly, we like he's 38. He's been through the Super 6. Andre Ward hasn't been in there with him. So what do we really get out of that? And then again, my question goes back to, is this his verification fight that he's going to start campaigning at 68?
No.
Or is this still in goal to fight Gennady Golovkin?
No, and Marcus, let me get to some other calls. We got 90 seconds left on the clock. In the press conference, he was asked, you know, is he going to stay at 68? Is he willing to go back down to 60? And he's still willing to go down to 60. But, you know, he's just trying to get whatever he can get at the moment. We're going to get to a couple of other callers, and we will be wrapping it up. Just want to remind everyone, if you want to check out our 24/7 Ward Kovalev 2 full show review on the HBO 24/7, head on over to patreon.com. We also have the Canelo Alvarez versus Gennady Golovkin announcement about the fight happening in Vegas, and the fact that Anthony Joshua versus Klitschko 2 is official. That's the way they're going. IBF granted Joshua an extension, and they're going that way. And also, man, Marcus, with all that analytic, I mean, you better be calling in later on to tell me some tips on my sparring, man. You got to check out my sparring on Patreon, man. I went at it with Big Bill. Dude's 240 pounds, 6'5". So it was my second time ever sparring, and it's up on Patreon. I think I did pretty well. They're calling me Young Ali. I'm just saying. Info Joe and I'm calling me Young Ali. I'm just saying. 803, I think that's Florida. Talk to me.
My nigga, you know it's me, so stop lying, B.
Well, first of all, normally you have a 508 number. Am I right or am I right?
You know I roll incognito sometimes,
there we go.
bro.
So don't expect me to know things I don't know, brother. How are you this morning? First word out your mouth. I mean, I don't understand you, bro. Are you ever happy?
I'm happy as fuck. We're having Matt Boxing in 2017. This year gonna go down into history as one of the best years ever. He's still gonna be debating this year for years to come. That's all I gotta say about that. Abraham, bro. Abraham been around for a minute though. And Eubank is not even really known in the U.S. Nobody really give a fuck about dude. So that will be a good match to watch. I'm down for that. Pretty much. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the chat. Christian is there. And Rubik. You know, all the guys. So pretty much thumbs up and donate, people. Early birds.
Georgia, you need to check out my sparring. All that shit you be talking. I bet you won't talk no more. Watching Big Ness, laying them uppercuts. I'm telling you, better be careful. Going out to Dallas, 214. What's up?
Yo, it's Class and Bound. What's up, Ness?
Class and Bound. How are you? Good morning.
Pretty good, pretty good. So I saw the word on Chris Eubank and Arthur Abraham. That's a good fight for Eubank if you know, if testing the waters at 168. Arthur Abraham's a solid opponent. It'll be good. I don't know if I'm gonna like give like invest as much time into that fight as I would other fights. But if it's on and like for some reason I just happen to catch it, I'll probably watch it and I'll see how he does. Maybe it's a better way for him. Also, man, you're sparring, bruh. If you need sparring partners, I got you. You're like what, like 6'10", 6'9", 6'8"?
I'm 6'5", but bro, I'm good where I'm at. Marcus Brown is sparring. I'm doing this show and then I'm off to the gym. Marcus Brown's gonna be sparring where I'm at. Jerson Ravillo spars there. Paul Wolak, Monty Barrett. I mean, Kendall Holt. The names go on and on. I'm very good where I'm at. I'm learning what I need to learn. I mean, go check out my sparring, bro. Second time ever, and yo, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Hey. The callers are calling me Young Ali. I'm telling you, I'm looking good, bro. This guy in Canada's going down for sure.
All right. Hey, wait. Before you hang up, so you guys are still doing Border Wars?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It's going down.
Yo. Fix me in. Is this for the Canelo Triple G thing?
No. This is going down July 10th through the 15th.
Dang it.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I'll stop holding y'all up, but I'll call in later.
No problem, brother. No problem. We're going to go out to the UK. Rob, talk to me. What's up, brother? Thanks for the tip, first and foremost. Yesterday on the Badu Jack, Nathan Cleverly, you got us out there. We did it. We gave a show just because of you. Shout out to Rob, Patreon guy. He gave us a tip on the Badu Jack, and we decided to talk about it.
Yeah, it was a bit indifferent in the chat. People it seemed a lot of chat going on, considering no one wants to watch the fight between McGregor and whatever. There was a lot of chat, and the chat room was busy. Hey.
Yeah, man. The thing is that Mayweather-McGregor topic, it's all over the front page of ESPN. I mean, everyone is talking about it, from Layla Ali to Tyson to everyone. So it's difficult to run away with it. It really feels like it's going to happen. You got even Oscar De La Hoya on SportsCenter talking about it. And then you got Dana White talking about it. It's just, it's really happening. And now you got this undercard possibly going to be on there. So it's I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. But anyway, the Eubank, if you're talking now, I missed the start of the show. But yeah, Eubank, I think possibly going to be a bit too quick for Abrams. But this is a potential banana skin for sure. I think, tough test for the young man. But I think if he sets his own pace, I think he gets him out of there. But it's a tough fight for sure.
Yeah, I don't know about tough. I think it's the perfect style for Eubank to look good. Abraham is a guy that kind of just shells up, and Eubank is a guy that throws plenty of punches. He's going to keep Eubank so busy that he's going to shell up. He's a late starter as it is. Think about the Durrell fight. Everyone that gave Abraham trouble due to the high-level activity. Listen, Rob, you're going through a windy street in London over there, we can see. We're going to go ahead and let you wrap it up, but see if you could jump in an alley or something. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, sorry, man. Outside working. But yeah, I'll call you on a better line another day, mate.
No problem. We're going to go out to Blackface is calling in here. And he's a Patreon. I hope he watched the sparring. I mean, they got me feeling like I'm making this stuff up here. Blackface, you got to send a request. I have no clue why it's not letting me add you. Or is it Rob that needs to send a request? Somebody. But in the meantime, till you do that, let me get to some comments here on the chat. Mr. Wavy says, I'm going to be a patron next week. Well, shout out to you, my friend. We will see you there. There is a ton of extras there, man. A ton. I actually have a lot of and I'm not going to say any names, but there's a lot of sparring that I have up that I can't show publicly, right? Like the fighters ask me like, nah, don't show it. So this new dude, anyway, I can't say the name, right? So you just got to check it out. But who? Doomsday, my boy, Alex, he sparred Paul Wolak, and it was without headgear. That's up there. That was pretty good, man. He sparred a pro first time ever in his life. So yeah, that's cool. What do we got here? Blackface, are you gonna call in or what? I don't know what happened. I don't know why I can't join your call. But what do we got? Peep the sparring, Ness. That jab is on point. Thanks for the koozie too. Got that a few days ago. Shout out to Boom. Yeah, man, that's what I've been practicing, the jab. But you know what's so difficult? Throwing punches. That's why I even like Chris Eubank even more now, bro, because he's like, he throws punches, a lot of punches, and that takes a lot of stamina. That is a difficult thing to do, especially for 3 minutes of each round. I mean, just hitting the bag for 3 minutes is very hard. Yeah, you got guys that claim to do it, but they're changing up the speed, obviously, man. If you try to hit the bag at a decent pace for 3 minutes, it's almost impossible, straight up. But got my good friend Cara Negra on in London, so let's get out to him.
So you know who I miss? I miss Blackface.
I thought I won the fight.
You thought you won the fight? Why?
Ain't no fucking padding in the fucking glove.
Yeah. It's Blackface.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. I'm just at work at the moment, but I'm outside, so you might get a little bit of a wind noise or anything like that. I don't know how well the connection will be, but yeah, I just thought I'd call in. Yeah, I am subscribed to Patreon. I saw you there sparring, getting that working, getting in shape and stuff. Looked all right. You looked all right. I saw the movement. It's a little bit impaired. As long as you're not one of those Sean Cletas, I think you'll be all right.
I can't believe you keep taking shots at my boxing shoes, bro. And you know what? After you said that, I went to look them up. Those Manny Pacquiao's cost like 164. There's no way I'm buying them shits, man.
Well, you could pretty much wear anything, but just don't wear those Sean Cletas that you like to wear with
dude.
jeans.
Those are not chancleta. Those are boxing shoes. They're just some, know, some mediocre ones.
Question. Was you wearing those Sean Cletas in Jamaica?
Hell yeah! I had like three different pairs. I haven't put out the videos yet, but I got this amazing video I'm gonna show to everybody on Patreon when I went to the top of the mountain and got to the top, all the way at the top. It was this official weed farm. But yeah, man, hell yeah, I had the fucking chancletas on, bro.
Oh, go on. Even when I was out there, my family's from out there as well. My parents are born out there. I wasn't even wearing them out there. I had on sneakers out there, proper trainers.
Oh my God.
No
way. You know what I found? I noticed that a lot of guys from the UK have some sort of Jamaican descent or Nigerian descent. And I actually bumped into a fucking listener from the UK. You believe that? It was a little sad, unfortunately. Maybe I should throw the soundbite on. I know him and his whole little crew are going to laugh at me right now, but it's all good. I ran into this listener, and he was like, oh, Mr. Gibbs. And I just kept walking, right? Because I'm like, hey, I said hello and kept walking, but he was like dark skin as hell like you. So I'm just like, yeah, he's a Jamaican that works here, and he just knows my name because I checked into this hotel. And then I'm like, hold up. I didn't fucking check in. My girl booked this shit. I turned around and like, yo, how you know my name? And he was like, no, I used to listen to the show. And I'm like, you used to listen? He's like, yeah, my name is, and I'm not even going to mention his name because he made me mad. I was so mad and sad at the same time. But yeah, he used to listen, but at least he noticed me. So we're doing something right. We're doing something right. All the way in Jamaica, a UK listener or former listener, unfortunately, did bump into me. So we're growing, you know, little by little. But again, it brings me back to my point that there were a lot of like dark-skinned UK guys at the resort that I was staying at.
Yeah. That's dope. That's a true international caller, that is. That's a true international reach that the Boxing Voice is reaching to the Caribbean, over here in UK, Russia. You're everywhere, man. You're everywhere. Keep up the work. But yeah, I just called in to give my pick on this, just give the thoughts on this Eubank stuff. I don't really rate Eubank that much, and I don't really rate Abraham really at all, but I think, people are giving a lot of stick to the IBO title. I think it's about time we as a community recognize the IBO title as a major title, because Klitschko wore it for years, defended it, wore it on his arm, Golovkin too. These guys are wearing these titles now, and they're holding them to a higher regard. So it's about time we respect it as a title as well, to be honest with you, because I can understand people saying it's not a major title, it's a minor title, but guys are going out here, winning it and defending it and wearing it on their arm as a proper title. So, you know, I like to think as a community we should recognise it as a major title too, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I feel that way too. I've argued with a few people and I say the same things you do because it was Eubank actually that made light of it, right? Like, obviously, if you're an IBO champion, you're going to want to go and do the research and see who else has held that title. But when you do think about the names that have held it, no matter how long, whether that be briefly or, you know, just because they won a unification, they still paid that initial sanctioning fee to have it and taste that glory at the end of those 12 rounds or whatever the outcome of that fight was. So, you know, I'm with you, man. If we do it collectively, I guess we can. But are we doing it out of pity? Are we doing it for charity? Do we need another sanctioning body? Do we need another belt, another, you know, sanctioning telling us that they're going to mandate and not allow to unify, and then it's going to make it just a little more difficult to be undisputed, unified, whatever divisional champion? Yeah, it might get a little sticky, man. What we need is all of these guys, all of them to get on the same page. You know, take that WBC belt, for instance. Everyone loves that one. All those faces on the side, instead of having Floyd and fucking Muhammad Ali's face, take those out. Put the fucking sanctioning bodies there that, you know, outside of the WBC. So like WBO, WBA on one side, IBO and fucking whoever the other one, IBF on the other side, and then put the faces under there or something. And they all got to come together and they all split one sanctioning fee because it's a lot of webs, you know. I feel like we're in a Peter Pan movie. No, not Peter Pan, excuse me. Spider-Man movie, right? But anyway, listen, what else can I tell you? What do we have? What do we have up in store? We're coming up, obviously, on Thursday. Remember,
join us every Thursday and Sunday live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
And don't forget, we also are going to be releasing a 24/7 edition of Border Wars. And actually, let me, you know, because someone said, hey, Ness, are you guys still having Border Wars? That's so funny that I guess you guys aren't paying that much attention. So what I'll do is screen share this page. And actually, let me turn this music off because this is the Canadians who we will be taking on. This is their version of their 24/7. Uh-oh, we got Blackface calling back in on a check-in. So this is their version of their 24/7. And I'll just go ahead and play that. As you can see, this is the page. If you want to involve yourself, you want to check it out further and get some detail, just head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com/Border Wars. And there's going to be 6 matches on this card. It's obviously a Patreon-only thing. And we're going to have a heavyweight match. Myself coming in strong at 226, 6'5", you know, coming out that orthodox style out of the Jersey Boy Boxing Club in Passaic, you know, getting that firsthand tutelage from guys like, anyway, I mentioned all the guys, right? So as you can see, you got Enrique. He's going to be taking on Jose. And this is the Canadian Conor McGregor right here. He's going to be taking on Alex Doomy Doomsday. Then you got Matt the Hipster Hunter. He's taking on the Filipino Flash, Warren. And we got 2 other fights. 2 listeners of the Boxing Voice have won an opportunity to travel with us all the way down to Florida. Eric Cruz and Shandu Logan will be participating. Actually, Shandu's supposed to be meeting me in the gym today at 10, and I'm here doing this show. So let me wrap this up. I'm going to get and play this for you guys. So there you go. You know, get yourself excited. This is the Russian Conor McGregor right here. Oh, shit. Let me turn that off. That's going to keep playing, huh? You don't want to. Come on. Shut it up now. Shut it up now. So here's the Russian Conor McGregor. He actually has experience, MMA fighter and everything. He'll be taking on Doomy Doomsday right here. Doomy Doomsday. This is Doomsday when he was getting his training in at the Errol Spence camp when we went to Dallas this month, or whatever month it was last month. This is us in Errol Spence's camp. That's Alex Doomsday. See, he's not that much taller than Earl and Matt. This is my opponent. I guess he thinks he's Casino Royale. He's a bodybuilder or whatever. They didn't put his picture there where you can see all his muscles, but I'm gonna make sure he has no oxygen for those muscles is all I can tell you. It's gonna be taking place in Florida. It's gonna be either at the Kevin Cunningham, Devin Alexander gym, which we might get lucky because remember, Adrian Broner is in training down there. Kevin opened the doors to us, and we also have Erickson Lubin, the 154-pound mandatory challenger to the WBC champion, Jermell Charlo, also opened up the doors to hold these 6 fights. This is the Filipino Flash, Warren, who's going to be taking on the hipster, Matt Hunter. So, yeah, man, this is you know, you can actually come here if you want to support, you want to be part of it in terms of being there live with us. Just go to the page, follow the rules, and be part of Florida, baby. You know, good times, boxing boys trip. We're going to be hanging out. You're going to be able to hang out with us. You're going to be able to watch these amazing fights. This is my guy in action there. I can't wait to put this guy to sleep. You know, and this fight for me is going to be kind of like Reginald Quinlan and Eubank. You know, I got something to prove, you know. These guys, they don't think I got skills. You know, I never wanted to do this, but so many people thought I was afraid. So I had to show the world that Ness is real deal, man. I don't just work out to look pretty. I could put the hands on people. But look, I actually got to go to the gym. It's going to be some great sparring today. Marcus Brown is going to be there. Spar AB. Christian Fernandez. I wish. But AB's pretty fast and so short, man. He probably ruined my body for real. Like, I'm not experienced at all. You know, I'm just enthusiastic is about it. Like, you know, I know Marcus is going to be there. I'm not trying to get the fuck in the ring with her. I just want to see him spar. It's always entertaining, bro. It's like watching a live fight. So, yeah, man, I just want to thank everyone that tuned in. As always, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, share the show, and subscribe to us on Patreon for more cool things. Let's go.